If I had to start over today, no audience, no products, no team, and my only goal was to make $1 million in the next 12 months using AI, this is exactly how I do it. And no, I wouldn't start by building an AI app. I wouldn't hire developers. I wouldn't even write a line of code, because that's how most people lose 6 months or more and a lot of money. Instead, I'd follow the same framework I've used to build and scale AI-powered businesses that actually work. Businesses that make money because they solve boring, expensive problems that already exist. If you've been thinking about AI, but you feel overwhelmed, stuck, or unsure where to start, this is your blueprint. Not theory, not trends, just execution. Quick context, if you're new here. I'm Jeff Hershey, and I spend most of my time building AI systems that help businesses grow without adding more chaos to their lives. Some of those systems work incredibly well. Some of them fail fast. And what I've learned is this: AI isn't the hard part. The hard part is aiming at the right problem. Most people don't fail with AI because they're not smart enough. They fail because they chase ideas instead of outcomes. Before we go any further, I want you to do one thing, and this actually helps me shape future videos. Drop a comment below and tell me this. Are you starting from zero, or do you all already have a business that you want to layer AI on top of? Just type zero or existing business, and I read these, and my team reads these, and it tells us exactly where you're at and how to frame and build the content for you. Let's get into that framework. Here's the first thing you need to understand if you want to make real money with AI in 2026. AI is not the business. AI is leverage. Most people ask the wrong question. They ask, what AI app should I build? That question, while it sounds smart, it's backwards. The right question is, where is money already being wasted, lost, or delayed, and how can AI fix that? Because businesses don't buy AI. They buy more customers, less stress, fewer mistakes. If a business is already paying for something with money, time, or frustration, AI can usually make that faster, cheaper, or automatic. That's where the opportunity is. And this is why the biggest wins with AI don't happen in flashy industries or hype cycles. They happen in places where things are repetitive, manual, and slightly broken, but profitable. Once you see AI as leverage instead of the product itself, everything gets simpler. Now the question becomes, where do you point that leverage? And what that does is it brings us to step one. Step one is pick a boring market. If I were doing this again from scratch, the thing I do is intentionally pick a boring market. And I know that sounds counterintuitive, especially if you're excited about AI, but boring markets are where the money actually moves. Here's why. Boring markets have customers who already pay for solutions. They don't care how cool the tech is. They just want things to work, and they will happily pay if it saves them time or saves them more money. Think local services, professional services, multi-location businesses, industries where reputation, speed, and follow-up matter, but are still handled manually. These markets don't chase trends. They value reliability, and that's exactly why AI works so well in them. This is the same thinking behind Reviewly.ai. Reviews aren't exciting. They're not flashy. No one wakes up passionate about review software, but reviews directly affect revenue. And when you apply AI, something that already determines whether a customer chooses you or your competitor, adoption becomes easy. So instead of asking, what AI product should I build? Ask this instead. What industry already cares deeply about an outcome, but is still solving it inefficiently? That's where boring businesses become powerful. Once you lock in the market, the rest gets much easier, because now you're not guessing. You're solving a problem people already admit they have, which brings us to the most important rule in this entire process. Step number 2, sell before you build. The fastest way to fail with AI is build something that no one asked for. I've seen it happen over and over again. Someone spends months building a tool, polishing, features, perfecting prompts, and then they launch it and nobody buys. Not because it's bad, but because it was built in isolation. If I wanted to make $1 million with AI, I would sell before I build. Your first product is not software. Your first product is a conversation. I talk to 10 real businesses in my chosen market and ask them for advice, not money. Here's the exact question I'd used. What's been frustrating or time consuming in your business that you wish could be automated? That's it. When you ask for money, people get defensive. When you ask for advice, they open up and they get honest. And something interesting happens. They start selling themselves on a potential solution. Once you hear the same problem repeated a few different times, you don't need a perfect product. You create an offer, you charge for the outcome, you explain that you're building the solution with them, and you give them a discount in exchange for feedback and a case study. That payment does two things. Number one, it validates the idea. They've taken out their credit card. It forces focus as well. Now, you're not guessing what to build. You're building exactly what somebody already just paid you for. This is one step that alone can eliminate 90% of wasted effort. Once you can sell it again. Step number 3, choose a high margin model. Now that you've got a market and you've proven someone will actually pay, the next decision matters more than most people realize. You need to choose a high margin AI model. And this is where a lot of people accidentally trap themselves. They focus on revenue, not profit. Revenue is a vanity metric. Margin is what gives you freedom. The reason AI is such a powerful opportunity right now is simple. It dramatically lowers the cost to deliver value. So here's how I think about it. From simplest to most scalable. First, AI services. This is setup work. Automations, workflows, integrations. It's fast cash and great for learning, but it still relies on you. Next, productized AI workflows. Same result every time. Very clear scope, repeatable, deliverable. Then, if you want real leverage, lightweight AI software. Not some massive platform, just software that replaces a specific manual process. I don't really care what label you put on it. Service, consulting, software, that's semantics. What I care about is this question. How much does it cost me to deliver the result after the first sale? The closer that answer gets to 0, the closer you are to scale. That's the difference between owning a job and owning an asset. Once you understand that, the next piece becomes obvious because the real business isn't the tech, it's the offer. Step number 4, the offer. This might be the most important thing I say in this entire video. Nobody wants AI. They don't wake up hoping to buy automation prompts or dashboards. What they want is outcomes. They want more customers, less stress, fewer drop balls, and more predictability in their business. So if you're selling AI, you're already losing. The offer is the business. A strong offer has 3 parts: one specific buyer, one specific outcome, and one clear promise. That's it. It is not 10 features. It is not endless customization. It's not we can do anything. Specificity is what creates trust. For example, instead of saying we use AI to help businesses grow, you say we help this type of business get this result without this pain. That's how people make decisions. When the offer is clear, selling feels easy. And delivery gets easier too, because you're not trying to please everyone. This is also why pricing becomes simpler. You're not charging for time, you're charging for impact. And when you charge for the result, you're incentivized to automate everything behind the scenes as efficiently as possible. That's how AI becomes leverage instead of workload. Now, once the offer is locked in, the next question always comes up. How do I actually build this without overcomplicating it? Good news, you don't need to. Step number 5, build the MVP the lazy way. This is where a lot of people overthink things. They hear the word product and immediately assume they need engineers, custom code, or some massive platform that's never done being built. You don't. If I were doing this again, I'd remind myself of one rule. Your MVP is not supposed to be impressive. It's supposed to be work. In fact, your first version, if it doesn't feel a little embarrassing, you've actually probably overbuilt it. There are 3 simple ways to build an AI MVP today. First, no code and automation tools. These let you connect existing software and AI models to automate manual tasks fast. It's not pretty, but guess what? It gets results. Second, AI assisted workflows. You combine human steps with AI behind the scenes. This is powerful early on because it lets you learn exactly what you should be automating next. Third, if needed, lightweight custom builds, not full platforms, just enough to remove friction. The key question is not, does this look amazing? It's, does this deliver the promised outcome? If a customer sees it and says, oh, that actually saves me time, you are on the right track. If they say, I'd pay money for this, you've already won. Because now you're not building in the dark. You are now improving something that's already useful. And once that MVP exists, there's one more trap you need to avoid because it takes down more time founders than I've ever seen than failure ever will. Step number 6, automate delivery. Most entrepreneurs aren't prepared for success. 1 customer, easy. 3 customers, manageable. 10 customers, that's where things break. If you don't automate delivery early, growth will actually hurt you. So if I were doing this again, I'd build delivery like a machine from day 1. Every AI business needs 4 automated steps. The first one, payment. The moment someone buys, something should trigger automatically in the system. Second, access. Software access, onboarding, or the next steps should be instant. Third, onboarding. Clear instructions, simple step, no confusion. Fourth, support. Anticipate questions before they're asked and handle them once, not 100 times. This is something we learned early with Reviewly. Most business owners don't want another dashboard. They want things to just happen. So delivery needs to feel like a vending machine. Same experience every time. That's how you grow without drowning in work. Now, there's one mindset shift that decides whether this turns or it just potential fizzles out. I call it long-term greedy thinking. Short-term greed says, how do I make money as fast as possible? Long-term greed asks, how do I build something that compounds for years? Short-term greed burns trust. Long-term greed builds assets. If you want to make $1 million with AI, you can't think like someone chasing a train. You have to think like someone building infrastructure. That's where the 3 S's come in. First, sell. Get customers, learn, prove demand. The second, scale. Tighten systems. Raise prices, reduce friction. And the third, stack. Add complementary offers. Build on top of what already works. That's how businesses stop feeling fragile and start feeling inevitable. AI just accelerates this, but only if you're patient enough to let it compound. Which brings me to something practical I want to give you. I know that we've covered a lot. So instead of leaving you with a bunch of notes and screenshots, I put together something you can actually use. It's called the $1 million AI Leverage Playbook, my 2026 edition. Inside it, we'll break down this entire framework into market selection prompts, pre-sell conversation scripts, 1 outcome offer templates, a simple MVP checklist, and a 90-day execution plan that you can follow step by step. No fluff, no theory, just execution. You will find the link in the description down below this video. If you're serious about building with AI instead of just watching content, grab that first. And if you want to go even deeper, if this way of thinking resonates with you, the mix of AI, systems, and real business fundamentals, don't do it alone. Inside my Skool community, we break this stuff down live. Real ideas, real builds, real feedback. It's where people are actually testing offers, pressure testing AI workflows, and turning concepts into something that works in the real world. If you want accountability, clarity, and a group of people who actually are doing the work, the link is in the description. No pressure, just an open invite. AI isn't late, but it's not early either. The people who win in 2026 won't be the ones with the best ideas. They'll be the ones who executed consistently. Go down, drop a comment below, grab the playbook, and I will see you in the next one.